Hey guys, short video discuss about Bank Nifty. Okay, I forgot about that Bank Nifty analysis actually. So let us look Bank Nifty from the higher time frame. So let me show you the monthly chart of Bank Nifty. So this is a monthly profile chart of Bank Nifty. Okay, we started going down, breaking previous month low as like Nifty, right? So again, we had a double distribution profiles over here. Right now it is making a double distribution. We don't know whether this will end as a double distribution profile or a balanced profile or what kind of profile. We have no clues right now because this month we have a lot of trading days to complete. Okay, so once the month gets completed, we'll be able to visualize what kind of profile is getting developed or what kind of profile is already formed in the monthly. Okay, so right now it looks kind of a double distribution because of these gap down openings and all these things happening. So we had two distributions over here. So all these gap down openings, all these gaps, so these single prints over there, all these act as a strong resistance ahead for Bank Nifty. Okay, so monthly is one time firming down. Okay, let's go to this weekly. So I think this is a weekly chart. Weekly, you can see that it is again one time firming down from past so many weeks, right? So this all started having an inside week. Okay, after this inside week 34,700 or somewhere around, we started going down. So one time framing down again, we started going below the previous week. So we are continuously going down after breaking that 37,400 inside week. We started going down for say like 1, 2, 3, 4. So today is the fourth week of one time framing down. So weekly one time framing down and monthly is one time framing down. So sellers are comfortable there over. So here again, last Friday, we had a big gap down opening over here. Okay, so this is isolated from this profile because of this gap and a well-balanced profile. So after this gap down, there was no much extensions coming in Bank Nifty. You can see that after this gap down, okay, no meaningful extensions over there in this day. Probably it was a balanced profile. After that, again, what happened? No, today morning we started again with a gap down opening, and probably today what happened? No, the gap got closed today actually. That means sellers are not as strong as on Friday. So on Friday we had that gap left open till closing. Okay, so those the buyers were not able to push it and close the gap. And today also we had a similar kind of gap down opening, but what happened now that buyers tried to push the price higher and they started closing that gap. Selling was not as strong as that happened on Friday. Okay, so that's what we visualize from today's auction. So weekly is again one time framing down. Okay, now let's go to daily chart. Where is the daily chart? Okay, this is the daily chart over here. Daily chart again, what you can see, it started on time framing from 2nd of May. I think again there was a small swipe of that high. So you can calculate it from this particular day. So last 2-3 days, it's one time framing down probably. And today what happened, you can see if I visualize this profile. Okay, you can see that we have a poor high over there in Bank Nifty. That means high is not secured for the day. It's a kind of a weak reference. So probably it could get cleared in the coming sessions. Without these kind of secured highs, okay, we cannot go on the downside. So we need to probe this and then look for higher prices. Okay, so on the downside, we had a good secured low over here. That means a strong tail coming over here. Okay, so strong tail is there. So as long as the tail holds, probably buyers will try to push it above this value area high. So above value area high, they'll try to push it out. And here you have a clean, balanced profile. So today we started entering into this balanced profile, traded till value area. Then beyond that, we try to reach the POC of the balanced profile, but find okay. But what happened is we got exhausted over there. Okay, because after a big gap down opening, then again rallying on the opposite direction, we got exhausted over there. And then started coming down inside the IB, and later on we closed near the depot point of control. So value was slightly lower today. compared to previous day, but the gap has been closed. So the opening we opened much lower, but bulls managed to close that gap forward. Okay, so there is no secured high as long as today's secured low holds. Bulls will try to push it above this value area high somewhere around 34,450. If they're able to sustain above this value area high, then probably they could go and test this POC once. So you can look for rejections near POC or value area high if you're trying to fade that actually. So as long as value is down, we look for sell on rise market. As long as value is slightly higher to overlapping to higher value, we'll look to buy the dips actually. Okay, so above this value area high, probably could go and test these levels, right? So this POC and this value area high, because it's a clear balance profile. So easily it can penetrate and clear those references over there. And if anything comes above this value area high of the previous day profile, somewhere around 34,700, 750 levels, if you're able to sustain that, then probably these are the levels you need to focus. So like this 3IB day, 34,900. Then obviously can keep 50% of this gap zone. You had a gap somewhere around here, right? So this is a bigger gap, right? Somewhere around 34,850 to somewhere around to 35,150. So this is a bigger gap. So you can always keep a 50% of the gap zone as your primary target once you trade above this previous day value area high, that is on this particular day. Okay, 6th of May. 6th of May is somewhere around 34,700 to 750. Once we sustain above that, probably can look 34,830, then 50% of this gap zone, then probably closing the gap. Okay, so once gap is getting closed, you will proceed to next levels of like 35,500, then this POC of 35,700. So all these things you can travel easily, it will be traveling. Okay, clear. So these are the levels to focus. Maybe if this tail zone goes away, right? Bulls are unable to sustain above this value area high. They go to create an overlapping value area or overlapping to lower value area. Sustains below this POC, then comes and accepts inside this tail zone. Then probably we are weak. So weak in the sense we are trying to move. On the downside, we can see, let us mark this level. On the downside, we are ready to test that 9th March VWAP and all these things, right? So 33,500 is somewhere around, I think, 33,510. We have this 9th March, I think, 9th March VWAP was there. So Nifty already we have entered into this particular 9th March profile, but Bank Nifty is still holding on to that. Even we have not tested the value area high of that particular trend day. Okay, so probably if today's buying tail is taken out, then probably we'll come and test this 33,670 somewhere around, close to that. That is the value area high of March 9th profile. So once that value area goes, then next is either the VWAP or the POC, because both are very close to each other. VWAP is somewhere around 33,250, and POC is around 33,250, and VWAP is somewhere around 33,500 levels. So this is the VWAP of this particular trend day. So that will be our next objective. So once we trade below that VWAP of that particular trend day, then POC comes into picture. Once POC goes, then we'll come and test most probably 33,000. Okay, so below 33,000 is completely a balanced profile. So I'm expecting a bounce should come from near 33,000 levels. If 33 goes, then probably we'll come and test 32,650. Then again this low. Okay, so this low, I think it's a weaker reference. Okay, so yeah, kind of weaker reference is over here. So obviously this should be taken out. So probably these are the levels on the downside that we can expect. But as of now, I am expecting that buyers to hold on to this tail. Okay, buyers to hold on to this tail and do some kind of overlapping to higher or overlapping value area, then slightly higher value area. Okay, and moving upside towards that what do you say, weekly resistance of somewhere around to 34,800, 850, then likely to rotate down. So that is what I'm looking into this particular structure, because the gap has been closed today. So selling is not so aggressive over there. And we closed neutral. Okay, neutral in the sense we closed near the depok. So both and depok is at the center of this particular profile. So probably both people are having edge over there. So whoever likely to get follow through, we will try to join with them tomorrow. So that's what with respect to BNF, right? So that's all, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day.